Welcome to the Candid Corner.
From a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it. Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it. Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it. Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it.
Welcome to the Candid Corner. It's real talk over here every day. Man, you know what it is. We talk Knicks, Mets, Giants, poker, hip-hop, barbecue, everything. We get it in. No agendas though. It's real talk. It's the Candid Corner, baby. Welcome to the Candid Corner.
From a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it. Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it.
Hey y'all, what's happening? Welcome to episode number 2 of the Candid Corner. Today's a really cool episode because this is one of the episodes where I actually heard from you, the audience. You know what I mean? I had a Twitter question out earlier today, and a couple of people hit me up, and I definitely appreciate that kind of input, and I look forward to getting to you guys' topics and hopefully other folks' topics later on in the season. It's a big night. The Knicks had a win last night. There's good news on the Portland Trailblazers front. There's a lot to get to tonight. We're going to talk about a few things. So strap in, get ready, and enjoy today's Candid Corner.
Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it. Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it.
Alright y'all, welcome back. I want to start the show off with something that is really actually kind of near and dear to my heart. It's about the young man behind me, behind my shoulder, Mr. Carmelo Anthony. And this topic came from a main man, Keep Calm, Stay Mellow. So hit him up at Keep CLM Stay ME70 on Twitter. And he asked, this is Melo's first game back. What are my feelings and how does he fit with the Blazers? Great question. First and foremost, Melo should not have not been in the league. I'm just going to start it off with that. You know what? Let me backtrack. Let me tell you how. Let's go back down Coach Fozz's little tale of sports history. I was not a Carmelo Anthony fan. I watched him in Denver from afar, and I saw a ball hog. Straight up. I saw a guy who didn't pass the ball. And he would win or lose, he'd get a lot of numbers. I'm not a stats guy. Y'all know me for that. I'm not a stats guy. I wondered what else he had. I wasn't sure. Then we do the stupid trade. No offense to him, stupid trade. But then we get it. And I'm not happy. Straight up, fans. Everybody who knows me from back then knows I was not pleased. But over his time, he proved me wrong. Over his time, he showed me more. He showed me loyalty. He showed me dedication. He showed me hustle. He showed me a guy that was willing to bleed and die for the blue and orange. People may or may not be a fan of ISO Melo, which was Woodson's call. They may not be a fan of him not really being into the triangle. What happened, it happened. Oklahoma City, I thought he was actually going to do well there. And statistically speaking, he did. But it just wasn't a right fit. I don't know why he went to Houston in the first place. I mean, with him and the history, with him and the coach, from us, I don't know why he went there. I always felt like that was not a place for him. And unfortunately, it wasn't. And unfortunately, the way it turned out, I'm not pleased with either. And so, a year later, here he is. A chance with the Portland Trailblazers. Not only to stay in the league for the remainder of this season, but a chance to stay, retire properly, and finish his legacy the way he should have. Of that, I am very, 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 very happy. That gives me joy. Listen, he is probably one of the best international Olympians we have ever had. He has an ability to understand and speak to the people, and I've seen that grow over the years. I didn't even know he had that, and yet he had that reach. And earlier I saw a video of him while he was a Knicks during a Pelicans game or something to that effect, and a little kid just ran out of the stands and just ran up to him and gave him a hug. It's that kind of reach that I think his detractors miss. There is something about Carmelo Anthony that the average person clings to. I met him once. I used to work at an insurance agency off Wall Street. And shout out to Aegis. And I bumped into him. He was crossing the street. Cool dude. You know, very respectful. It was cool. You know, we didn't chop it up, and I didn't show him a Knicks hat, my Knicks book bag, and my Knicks socks, and all that stuff. You know, but it was cool. And I'm very happy for the guy. I think he actually fits with the Blazers because you got Lillard and McCollum, they're guards. He's a big forward. So whether you got him at 3 or 4, what have you, interchangeably, he's confident with the ball. So they can actually trust in dumping it down that something positive is going to happen out of that. You know, in I think a more secure way than they had, before. No disrespect to Mo Harkless and Evan Turner. Anyway, yeah, there's not going to be a Candid Corner about Evan Turner. Unless, never say never because you never just might. But, yeah. So, tonight, don't expect 30 points. Don't expect this big gravitas. He's starting. I'm happy for him. He doesn't have his legs under him. He hasn't played in a full NBA game in a while. He's got a lot of emotions going tonight, guys. Don't be fooled. Melo's an emotional guy. I saw him reach out to a person on Twitter, to their kid who was sick. You know what I mean? He sent a personal DM or something like that. You know what I mean? Video chat. It was cool. It was cool. You know, just giving encouragement and stuff like that. I mean, listen, end of the day, this is a good guy, guys. This is a good guy. Cheer for him, root for him if you want to. That's cool. If you don't, that's your bag. But I will be. And I'm not expecting a big game from him tonight. I'm just glad he's back in the NBA. And I hope he can stick and finish out his career the way he should. This your main man, Coach Fowl. I'll talk to you later. Stick by for the next segment. Out. Straight out of Endor. Brand new line of Ewok apparel and toy merchandise from the makers of Star Nords and the people who created in the back of their minds that Last Jedi nonsense. Holla. What's happening, y'all? Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Check me out. Follow me on Twitter at Fahim Insurance. You know what I mean? That's me, your main man, Coach Fowler. You find me all the time. All right. There's a lot of things happening once again about my main man, Colin. We hopefully by now all know about the waiver. So we all understand that not only was this farce set up by the NFL to get him to sign a form that won't allow him to follow up with any other collusion suits in the future. Even though this is clearly the only reason why this whole thing was set up in the first place, on a Saturday, right before a whole slate of games during the college football season, where there's a whole slate of games on Saturday. Folk, his message has always been about social injustice. And that hasn't wavered and it hasn't changed. So don't start trying to interject new dialogues when it comes to the guy. Stop sitting there comfortably in your crib with your job saying, oh, why do you want to come back in? Why? That's his vocation, people. And he has a right to his vocation. And if the only place where you can do the best work possible in your vocation is this place, and for those of you who watch the NFL, there's a lot of less talented quarterbacks playing right now and have played in the last 3 years. And if you dare have any bias whatsoever in reference to veterans, stop it. I am one. My dog tags are real. I support it. So now let's move on. He's still fighting for social injustice, but are you? What have you put on the line for the people that are dying in the streets by the wrong hands? What are you doing? What are we all doing? Or are we just using social media and phone devices as a way to just throw garbage out there or whatever your feeling is? But if you haven't sacrificed anything, don't ever question someone who has for trying to get their livelihoods back. Cheer them, support that. Stephen A. Smith does not speak for us. Nor does Max Kellerman. But at least Max Kellerman had the good sense to see the entire picture before trying to insult an entire nation by bringing up the Kunta Kinte t-shirt as any kind of negative. How dare you? No, it is not. It is a symbol of pride amongst prideful people. Good luck, Colin. I do not think you have a future in the NFL anymore. But I don't think you need one either. You're a smart, very intelligent young man. And you've got people behind you that believe in you, in whatever it is you do. But that is not the place for you. Because even if somehow, some way you get on a team, there are so many people that will come out to those games simply to harass you. And you don't deserve that. Stay up. Do your thing. Good luck in your future. And for all the rest of y'all, throwing stones in glass houses, be careful. And for those who think they speak for a nation, perhaps you might need to check in with that nation every once in a while to see if your parameters still line up with ours. This your main man, Coach File, the Candid Corner, because I always speak it, y'all. Talk to y'all next segment.
Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it. Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it.
Yeah, y'all. Back in effect. We had some really, really great Mets news coming up recently. With main man Jacob DeGrom, second year in a row, Cy Young Award winner. Congratulations, brother. You deserve it, man. You have been our ace for several years and consistent and just the command of the mound and bruh, yeah. And we're lucky to have you. Congratulations to Pete Alonso, National League Rookie of the Year. Mets, let's go Mets. All day long, all day strong. Let me see what I'm up. This time it's let's go Mets. Feel me? All right, gotta understand. I believe that too. Ever since I was a kid growing up in Queens. 86 Mets, 85 Mets, 84 Mets, 83 Mets, 81 Mets. Come on, let's go. Now what I'm gonna say next may drive some of my Met fans crazy. So it happens. For who we hired, no disrespect, Carlos Beltran, but maybe we probably should have kept Nicky. I don't really see how this moves the needle in. Under Mickey, there was some blown calls and some stuff during the season, in-game stuff that some people had issues with. I hear you. 6 games we win in June and July, and we're most definitely in the playoffs. So, and the year before, we had issues toward the end of the year, and we were getting rid of guys and contracts, and we had nothing but kids and strangers we didn't even know. And he kind of quietly kept them competitive. And then this year, the young guys start rounding into form. McNeil, of course Pete, Conforto. I mean, of course the injury to Nemo throughout the year, that was a little tough. But we had it in chemistry and pulling for one another and LF, GM, Mets, you know what I mean, and all of that, and toss it aside. And I'm thinking Joe Girardi is the reason why you tossed it aside, and then he goes to the Phillies, and I'm like, Nationals won a World Series. Now the Phillies are even tougher because they actually have a good manager. The Braves are still knocking at the door, and you hire controversy from the Houston Astros. Brody Wagenen is now on the clock. And that's all I have to say about that for right now. I'll see y'all in spring training. Your main man, Coach Father. Out.
Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it. Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls to do it.
Hey y'all, back again. This time I want to talk a little bit about the Knicks. We had a good win last night. Julius Randle had a great night. 30 points, 12 for 17 shooting. You know what I mean? And he actually he got the rest. 6 minutes left to go. So that's a great win for us. Fizz's starting lineup with Taj Gibson is working. He provides the proper anchor and veteran guidance on the floor for those starters. And I'm sorry, my man, Frank Ntilikina, hey Macri, Frankie Smokes, it's not happening. But I don't like Frankie Dimes either. French Prince, I'll work with that. Anyway, number 11 is playing very well at the point guard position. RJ is stepping it up. He's gonna have those rough nights. It's rookie year. He's gonna go through that, and he's gonna hit the rookie wall probably by January. So guys, be patient with him. Randall is starting, I believe, to figure it out. I kind of noticed he was more engaged, not last night, but the game before, even in that loss. So, and I always say, give it in groups of 20, not groups of 10. 20 games. Right now we're at 14. We're starting to see something. Let's see. Now, I'm gonna gravitate a little bit to a homegirl at Tipstar815. She wants to know what's going on, what's going on with Trier. It's tough right now. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, he even had a little Instagram thing where he was visibly showing his frustrations. He has gotten chances to play. But I have yet to see impact when he's on the court. But I know he's working. He's a worker. He's tough. He's a tough guy. And he definitely can shoot. He's got an offensive skill set. Fizz knows that. He's not playing right now, and that's only simply because right now the chemistry of what Fizz sees is working. The minute it stops working, trust you'll see Trier mixed in with there. And unfortunately, with Peyton being out extensively, along with Dennis Smith, I believe we're going to see Trier a bit more. But you got to understand, Dotson has made himself impactful when he comes in and when he plays. Even when there's 11 points last night in the few minutes he played, you noticed. On defense, being scrappy, you noticed. Trier needs to do more on defense. And I think that will get him on the court faster than just being a ridiculous offensive player. So he definitely has a chance to get more playing time. You know what I mean? So I think Trier is going to be all right. I just hope that he can be patient with this process and realize to get in where he fits in for now. You know what I mean? Again, thank you guys for these wonderful topics. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. And
welcome to the new
see you
sneaker
after the next
apparel
one.
line called
Candid Corner.
Knicks. It's not just the kicks, it's a way of life. Knicks.
Ball from a Harvard student, just had the balls